Hey there folks, Greg Shepard here. In today's video, I'm basically going to tell you what you are doing wrong. All right, again, name is Greg Shepard here. I specialize in helping folks just like yourself, assuming you're in higher education, just get the most out of that higher ed retirement plan. Typically, we're talking about TIAA stuff, not necessarily in this video. This is more of a general video. And what I meant by telling you what you're doing wrong is I have the good fortune, right? I have the good fortune of talking to a lot of you folks out there in higher education, both on the phone and via email as well. So I can honestly say you're doing what I'm about to talk about wrong is because I've talked to you all out there. I've seen what you're doing. I've seen what you're proposing to me, okay? And it ain't that good, okay? So what I'll tell you here to kick this off is that we have to in the investment world, retirement, transition, income producing portfolios, we being you all have to be smart enough to know that you don't know everything when it comes to constructing that retirement income portfolio, the construction and the execution of that particular portfolio. You may think you do. Let me give you a great example here. Just talked to an individual a couple days ago. Him, his wife, myself, Zoom call, right? He had done a great job. He's got $1 million over at TIAA, okay? And actually, I'm going to back up a little bit. My theory around this as to why you all are hesitant to use an independent financial advisor is because you never have, right? Your career has spanned 30, 40 years. You've never used an independent financial advisor. Maybe you're using TIAA's or Fidelity's rep every year, once a year, every 2 years, every 5 years, whatever the case is. There's a level of comfort. You don't know what you don't know, right? That's the old adage I use all the time. And things have been going fine. There's that level of comfort. So back to my example. This individual has done it himself. He's done very well, got $1 million, invested in tech/growth oriented stuff. His idea, again, wife on the phone or Zoom with us as well. We're going to leave $500,000 over at TIAA, execute the lifetime income annuity option. Great, that part's done. That sleeve is done. Take the other $500,000, go over to Vanguard, roll over IRA. Not investment advice, folks. Do not construe it as such, right? I love Vanguard. We use Vanguard products over at Charles Schwab. That's where I custody my clients' accounts. Now, the problem here with him is that he had made a lot of money in that tech growth stuff. He was going to continue to do that. There was no game plan really as to how to extract income other than the tech stuff's going to grow. Now, my question, of course, what if that tech stuff doesn't grow? And of course, that's when his wife's eyes lit up, and she had a little bit more influence than I did around this topic. And so, long story short, he conformed a little bit into the introducing some income-producing investments. Okay. And a little more detail than that, but that's a good example. A lot of you are in that place where you're trying to construct your own portfolio. I see it time and time again, even if your intentions are good. What I mean by that is you realize that you got to go from growth-oriented portfolio to more of a conservative, interest-bearing, interest-producing portfolio, but you don't know how to do it, okay? Or you're just buying junk, okay? And, I'm brutally honest with folks out there. That's why folks pay me to do what I do for a living. But of course, we're going to do what's in the best interest of you. Now, think about this, okay? Just put this in the back of your head. If you're within a few years, few days of retirement, do 3 things, okay? I want you to do 3 things. Let's just say you're with TIAA, right? Go to the TIAA rep, okay, that you may have spoken to once a year, every 2 years, every 5 years, doesn't matter. Ask them, him or her, what they would do for you. Construct a portfolio. Construct a income producing portfolio. Does it make sense? Do you understand it? Okay, what are the fees associated with that? Okay, second thing, if you're so inclined, if you have some savvy in the investment world, maybe put together a portfolio on your own, construct a game plan on your own. Okay, again, do you understand it? What are the fees? What are the costs? How do you execute it? Meaning, how do you literally get money from these portfolios? Okay, that's the second part. That's you doing it on your own. Third part, do me a favor. Contact an independent fee-only advisor. Now, be careful here. Okay, you got to know costs. What do they charge? And does this person have experience dealing with? Let's just use TIAA or Fidelity, whatever the case is. Because the reason I ask or tell you is that you need someone in your corner, and we're talking about the third option here, that has experience as a fiduciary to do what's in the best interest of you, we'll stick with TIAA, maybe revert TIAA, will that independent advisor at least look at those lifetime income annuity options? Could be advantageous in your situation. So typically in my world, what we've done, 20 years dealing with this, it's a combination of two vendors. I utilize Charles Schwab, and we utilize, in this case, TIAA as well. We're going to do what's in the best interest of you, which may be doing what TIAA does best, lifetime income annuity option, maybe, okay, or maybe some other scenarios or strategies therein. And then buy those income producing investments that produce income. Okay, investments you may not have ever heard of. By the way, we're looking at interest-bearing, interest-producing investments in the form of ETFs, actively managed funds, maybe some dividend-producing stocks, ETFs, okay? You got to remember the days of growth, shooting for the moon, hitting home runs, baseball analogy, it should be over. You should have done a good enough job where you have enough money amassed that you can produce income, extract income. If done properly, a lot of you out there should be able to live off that income, interest generated, maybe dipping a little bit into the principal as well. It's not a bad thing. Do you trust yourself enough to do this on your own when you've never done it before? It's a pretty big decision, right? Do you trust TIAA, which I would, TIAA or Fidelity, those advisors there, but they're going to show you everything in-house. Or do you trust that independent advisor? I know there's a trust factor. You're comfortable where you are for decades. I get it. So there's that trust factor. I understand. Okay, folks. But do those three things. Go to TIAA or Fidelity rep. Okay, number one. Number two, try to construct something on your own. Number three, just talk to an independent family advisor that has experience in dealing with what I'm talking about. Okay, folks. In that vein, in that same breath, okay, we're looking, SNA Financial, my firm, looking to onboard one new client per month. That's all. Okay, we're at a level where I don't want an influx of a bunch of people for clients. One new client per month. We're going to construct a portfolio that's easily understandable. If you didn't know this, we remain highly specialized in dealing with TIAA strategies and higher education retirement plans as well. So if you're within a few years or a few days of retirement and want to see if you're a good fit for my firm, by all means, contact me and we can have that discussion and see where that trust level is, of course, and make sure you're comfortable with whatever decisions you're making down the road. Even if you're not going to become a client, I will certainly give you my 2 cents as to what you're thinking about doing, all right? Just trying to make your life easier in a fiduciary manner, okay? Contact information should be below. Folks, Greg Shepard here, SNA Financial Services. Hey, you all go out and have yourself a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.